In the beginning of the movie, we're introduced to Arthur Fleck, a mentally ill loner.
With a society that abandons him and treats him like trash. Call the police. I'll tell you what you get. Call the police. Get what you fucking deserve.
Oh shit, that's too far ahead. Basically, he works as a clown. He's out here flipping signs and shit, having a good ass time. Then these delinquents come out of nowhere and they take a sign. Arthur starts running after them to get the sign back, yelling out for help. He chases them into an alley, and then they ambush him, and then they jump the fuck out of him.
Fight back, nigga. Fight back, nigga.
What a deep start to the movie. Holy shit. After that, he goes to see his healthcare social worker. He's like,
is it just me, or is it getting crazier out there?
He pulls out his little diary to show this lady his funny jokes, but she doesn't understand these jokes and she doesn't laugh. What do you mean? Like, look at these jokes. They're funny.
I just hope my death makes more sense than my life.
Then Arthur's like, hey, these meds aren't doing shit. I need you to up the dose for me, doc.
Arthur, you're on 7 different medications.
After that, he's on the bus ride back home, and then this little motherfucker right here starts mean mugging Arthur. And then he's like, what the fuck you want, bitch? He starts entertaining the kid, like, peekaboo, being so nice and shit. Then the mother is like, will you stop bothering my child?
I wasn't bothered.
Shut your bitch ass up. Anyways, Arthur starts laughing, but he looks very uncomfortable doing so. And then this lady thinks he's laughing at her, and he hands her this card basically saying he has a head trauma condition that makes him laugh uncontrollably, so fucking deal with it. He arrives home, and then we're introduced to his mother, Penny Flick. She's old and not right in the head. I don't think it's such a good idea to have a mentally ill person take care of another mentally ill person. Two crazies just don't cancel out the crazy. You know what I mean? How did they even get this apartment? Does the landlord have to do a background check or something? So they're both watching TV. Arthur has this little fantasy of him being on his favorite TV show called The Murray Franklin Show. In the crowd, he yells out, then Murray's like, who the fuck said that? Then they start having a conversation basically glorifying Arthur and his big balls because he's taking good care of his mother. Murray is so touched, he tells Arthur, come here, boy.
You see all this, the lights, the show, the audience, all that stuff. I'd give it all up in a heartbeat to have a kid like you.
I'm not crying, you're crying. Then we cut back to Arthur smiling because he clearly has daddy issues. This donut named Randall hands Arthur a gun in case a bunch of teenagers want to beat him up again, because violence is always the answer.
You gotta protect yourself out there.
Then Arthur's like, I'm not supposed to have a gun. But Randall very sexually says,
No one has to know. You can pay me back some other time. You know you're my boy.
where's the fucking sign you stole, And he steal no goddamn sign. But clearly his boss doesn't believe anything Arthur's telling him. He's gonna have to take it out of his paycheck. Then Arthur gives him this creepy look, giving him the death stare. Then we cut to a shot of him beating up a pile of helpless trash.
Fight back, nigga. Fight back, nigga. Fight back.
Later, Arthur reveals to us that he's a giant simp because he stopped this elevator door from closing on this lady and her child. What a fucking loser. I would have let that door close. We're introduced to this lady, Sophie, who is clearly annoyed with her child.
This building is so awful, isn't it?
This building is so awful, right, Mommy?
Yes, I can hear you, Gigi.
Right, Mommy?
Like, dude, just throw it away. Toss it aside. Put the child up for adoption. You can always have another. Or, hear me out.
What's 17 more years?
Arthur, being the ladies' man that he is, doesn't say a single word to her, but instead does this.
Hey.
Take notes, everyone. This is how you flirt with a whammon.
I don't want you to worry about money, Mom, or me. Everybody's telling me that my stand-up's ready for the big clubs.
But Happy, what makes you think you could do that?
What do you mean?
I mean, don't you have to be funny to be a comedian?
Emotional damage!
Hey, Arthur. You're a really good dancer. No, it's not him.
He shoots the gun in his apartment, causing him to panic, and his mom yells out, what the fuck, where's that?
I'm watching an old war movie.
My man coming in quick with the excuses. The next day, Arthur takes on the role of an assassin and follows this lady around using his Assassin's Creed training to blend into the crowd, but he gives up after almost being killed by a drunk driver. Back at his house, he keeps writing jokes in his diary and just, my god, look at these jokes. Genius. Sophie then knocks on Arthur's door and she's like, hey, were you following me? And Arthur, being the stud that he is, doesn't deny that shit. No, he owns up to that shit. Yeah, I was following you. He sweet talks her with his charismatic personality.
I was hoping you'd come in and rob the place.
I have a gun. I'll come by tomorrow.
Write that down, write that down.
You're so funny, Arthur.
The next day, he's performing for all these sick kids, and then his gun falls out of his pocket. He's all like, oh, fuck. Fumbles around with it. Everyone in the room is like, what the fuck? Then he gets fired from his job. But honestly, he could have said it was protection from those kids. He probably brought the gun inside because the last time he was around kids, he got jumped.
Fight back, nigga.
So he wasn't taking any chances this time. After being fired from his job, he takes the train back home. These three Wall Street bets kids walk in drunk as fuck and start harassing this poor lady minding her own business. Then with a desperate attempt to get her number, he throws a fucking french fry at her. She then looks over at Mr. Ladies Man over here, hoping that he steps in to do something. Then these cunts slowly approach Arthur, mocking and taunting him. Then they harass his ass too.
Tell us what's so fucking funny.
I've been conditioned.
I'll tell you what you have, asshole.
These cunts grab him and start beating him up.
Fight back, nigga! Fight back, nigga! Fight back!
He shoots these two little piggies, but the other one starts squealing and running away. You're getting chased down by a killer clown at this point. You know how fucking scary that is? He looks creepy as fuck. Holy shit. This little piggy tries running away, but Arthur just... So now he has that post-nut clarity and he's realized what he's done. He runs away from the crime scene and hides inside a bathroom where he calms himself down by doing this meditative dance. He then ends off the night by going to Sophie's apartment so he can clap some cheeks.
My man! I forgot to punch out.
We're then introduced to Thomas Wayne, and he's basically talking about the subway murders. He's taking the side of the
Good, decent, educated.
cunts. He also calls people who are less fortunate a bunch of clowns.
Those of us who have made something of our lives will always look at those who haven't as nothing but clowns.
Back at this lady's office, she tells Arthur that her funding's been cut, which means Arthur can't get his drugs anymore, and he's like, fuck. He's gonna be tweaking out now.
They don't give a shit about people like you, Arthur.
Arthur finally gets an opportunity to go up on stage at a comedy club. His side chick came to see his act, but he fucks it all up by getting nervous as fuck, which causes him to start laughing uncontrollably. Arthur finally had that one shot, that one opportunity to seize everything he's ever wanted. His one moment, but he let slip. I mean, just look at him. His palms are sweaty, his knees are weak, his arms are heavy. There was probably vomit on his sweater already. Probably mom's spaghetti, which explains why he's not wearing a sweater. Case closed.
I hated school as a kid. My mother would say, you should enjoy it. One day you'll have to work for a living. No, I won't, Ma. I'm gonna be a comedian.
After that joke, he starts to look nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs, but he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud. In silence, he opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's choking? How? He just had a burp.
I was just thinking the other day, why are the rich people so... Smile. So your heart is a...
You can't tell me this scene isn't based off Lose Yourself. Like, come on. After his stand-up, he goes on a little date with his sugar mama, and he sees this person drive by in a taxi wearing a clown mask, which I believe to be the same lady from the subway because it's the same jacket. She got PTSD from the subway, which is why she's taking taxis now. After his date, he comes back home and discovers a letter his mom wrote and finds out Thomas Wayne is his father. Arthur tries confronting his mom, but she hides in the bathroom like a bitch. So Arthur goes on a mission to Wayne Manor to try and talk to his papa. He meets young Bruce Wayne and he shoves his thumb in his mouth?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Not only did you do that, they got your ass on camera.
Niggas ain't got me on no fucking camera.
This is the clearest video I've ever seen. This is the most HD shit ever. This is 4K. How did they get you at 4K?
Alfred then comes out and tells Arthur to fuck off, you wanker.
Thomas Wayne is my father.
Arthur gets all kinky for a second and chokes Alfred a little bit before he leaves. He comes back home to discover his mom being taken away by paramedics because she suffered a stroke. All because these two piggies called their home trying to speak to Arthur. They want to ask him some questions about the subway killings, but Arthur ain't no snitch. So he doesn't tell him shit and he walks away all confident. Then while watching Murray Franklin, a clip of his stand-up routine was shown on TV. Arthur gets all thrilled and excited, but his father figure role model roasted his ass, which made him look like a joke. The next day, Arthur goes to this theater show thing because he knows his papa is gonna be there. So he sneaks in using his Assassin's Creed training and uses his Agent 47 skills to disguise himself as a theater worker. And apparently it works because no one is questioning this random long-haired man standing in the middle of the audience watching the movie. Like, look at him. Arthur meets his papa in the bathroom to measure dicks to see if that's really his dad.
Can I help you, pal?
But then Thomas Wayne tells Arthur he's adopted. He just wants some fatherly love from someone. So Thomas Wayne gives in and shows him some sympathy.
touch my son again, I'll fucking kill you.
The next day, Arthur is schmeating his meat when he suddenly gets a call from Live with Murray Franklin. They want him to go on the show, so he agrees. Next, we see him going to a mental asylum because he wants to see his mother's records. Arthur tries opening up to this man, but this minimum wage worker is like,
hey, listen, man, I'm just an administrative assistant. Like a clerk. I don't know what to tell you, but you should see somebody.
He starts reading his mom's file, then he looks at Arthur and asks him,
You said she's your mom? I'm sorry, man. Like I said, I can't release these records.
So Arthur tries fighting for the file, ends up winning and running away, to only discover that he was actually adopted and beaten as a child. Feeling all sad and broken, he goes to see his waifu. She comes out and she's all confused and scared by his presence. Then it is revealed to us that she was never there all those times. They were all Arthur's delusions! He leaves the apartment all pissed off. Moments later, ambulance lights are outside, which leads me to believe that he did something to this lady. Arthur, feeling all sad and broken and abandoned, he kills his mom in a really fucked up way. Like, holy shit, dude. He starts practicing his entrance for when he goes up on the show. He plans on telling this hilarious ass knock joke that's gonna end in his death. Then we get this nice little dance scene from Mr. Ladies Man. He's dyeing his hair green and putting on clown makeup when suddenly he gets a ring on his door. He pulls out some scissors to stay strapped because he can't be caught out here lacking. Mr. Clean's cousin and this midget come to visit Arthur. This dude basically wants to know what Arthur told the cops, but Arthur quickly pulls out his hidden blade and kills this motherfucker. And this poor little midget starts screaming in fear because he's basically helpless. And the sheer brutality in this scene, fucking crazy. He lets this little midget go, but that's so fucked up. This is why you should be nice to that weird kid that sits in the back of the class. You never know. Then we finally see him transform into the Joker, which I think he looks fucking sick as hell. We get this cool ass scene with some cool ass music. He's just dancing down the flight of stairs like a fucking badass, like a fucking ladies man. Look at him. And for copyright reasons, I can't share the audio, so sorry.
Psych! Oh no, this can't be.
These fucking pigs ruin Arthur's fun and start chasing after him. But little did they know my boy is a trained assassin. He can blend into the crowds and disguise himself like Agent 47 never could. My boy is fast as fuck. He probably has incredible evasive maneuvers up his sleeve. They don't even know. He gets back up after that because he's built different. He gets on the train, but so do these guys, so now they're looking for him in this crowd full of people all wearing the same mask. Arthur, having big brain, starts this fight to take a mask and use it to blend in even harder. Telling you, my boy is fucking trained. Then these piggies pull out their guns to tell everyone to get the fuck out of the way. But some random dude tries taking their gun, and the gun manages to fire and shoot this innocent, peaceful protester. And as soon as the train stops, everyone pulls out the pigs and starts beating them up.
Fight back, nigga! Fight back! Fight back!
Joker does this Fortnite dance to shit on them. Before Joker goes on stage, Murray continues to roast him.
Oh, he looks like he's got a lot of problems.
He gets introduced and starts dancing his way on the stage, and he kisses this old lady. Why? On stage, people start laughing at him and not with him.
I'm just trying to make people laugh. And how's that going for you?
So he gives up on telling his hilarious jokes. He just confesses to the subway murders instead because he thinks it's funny.
And I'm tired of pretending it's not.
Murray tries hitting Arthur with a dose of reality of what he did and caused.
You're laughing. Someone was killed today because of what you did.
I know.
But Joker tries lightening the mood with another joke.
How about another joke, Murray?
No, I think we've had enough of your jokes.
What do you get?
I don't think so.
When you cross a mentally ill loner with a society that abandons him and treats him like trash!
Call the police,
I'll
Gene.
tell you what you get!
Call the police.
You get what you fucking deserve!
He's taken into custody and we see the chaos out in Gotham. Then we see everyone going crazy with the peaceful protesting. Then their car gets hit by an ambulance. These peaceful protesters take out Joker and place him on the hood of the car. Holy shit, it's the scene! This is where it all begins.
You get what you fucking deserve.
No, pal.
Oh no, Bruce. Everyone is idolizing Arthur now. He no longer feels invisible, he feels seen by others. Then he makes this cool ass smile with his blood. Damn, all those people gotta go to work the next day if you think about it. In the final moments of the movie, Arthur's laughing to himself. The lady asks what's so funny and he's like, and then it cuts to Bruce standing over his dead parents because orphans are fucking hilarious to laugh at. He walks fuck? He walks out of the room with bloody shoe prints because he killed the lady, but hey. I give this movie a rating of daddy issues.